First Lady in the entire history of the United States. And despite modern media, she is among the most unknowable. A new biography by the Pulitzer Prize winning writer Mary Jordan suggests that Melania Trump is far more influential than widely believed. In the early days of his presidency, she delayed moving into the White House because she was negotiating a better prenuptial deal with Donald Trump. When I spoke to the author earlier, I asked her about rumours that Mrs. Trump had cried in dismay the night her husband won the election. Was it 100% wrong to say that Melania dreaded becoming First Lady in 2016?
100% wrong. I spoke with the people who were standing beside her, from Chris Christie to others, and quite the opposite. And also, by the way, talking to people who've seen her over the years, Melania does not cry. When she gets mad, she just disappears. It's just not her. Politics has been fabulous for her. And when she had the most power was when he needed her to back him up after these allegations of infidelity. You know, she was really, really mad. I think it's hard to believe that she didn't know that there was some philandering, but she really didn't know, according to many people, all these details, and was wildly embarrassed that her son, Barron, was reading them. And she used that because he needed her to back him up in public, because if she walked, and he was now a 3 times divorced president, it wouldn't look good to his supporters.
You believe that Mrs. Trump has real influence behind the scenes. Can you give us examples of how she's used that in the White House?
Yes, and by the way, sometimes when she comes out with a tweet that is opposite of her husband, we think that she's, independently doing that, when in fact they're a team. It's kind of bad cop, good cop. He makes a mistake. She helps him pull it back because he would prefer her to do it than some political enemy of his. So they act more as a team, and they're often more complicated than it seems. But where she really shows her power, when I'm speaking to people in the White House, is on big hires. She helped pick Mike Pence. I mean, Trump asked her to spend 2 days with the Pences when he was down to 3 people. I thought that the reason why she wanted him was so interesting. She said, he's not too ambitious. The others, Chris Christie and Newt Gingrich, they're alphas. And, everyone knows that Trump doesn't do co-stars. And now Pence is number 2. And as Melania said, content to be number 2.
Do you think Donald Trump is slightly scared of his wife?
Yes. I think she has unique power over him. She was the only person standing beside him. There were not even an American translator when he spoke with Putin at length on the edges of one of these international meetings. She's been in the room for things that nobody else has been.
In the book, you highlight the specific visa that Melania Trump used to stay inside the US, and it's a very special one. It's used normally for people of exceptional ability, elite athletes, Olympic athletes, Oscar-winning actresses and so forth. How did she get one of those?
Well, it's called the Einstein visa that's what it's known as, because so many scientists and Nobel Prize winners and others. But her husband has made it harder for people to come in the country on the exact visa that she came in on. And there's been a lot of questions about, really, was she such a big model? Did she really deserve the Einstein visa for people who have extraordinary ability? And there's lots of debate about that, but there's no debate among those in the immigration community who don't understand how Trump can, with a straight face, mock people and tell them that they shouldn't bring in their relatives, when she has not only come in, but brought her parents in and her sister.
And as a result of that, Melania Trump has several Slovenian-speaking relatives inside the White House. How does Donald Trump get on with them?
Well, it's really interesting because Melania's parents, who were brought up under Joseph Tito in the former Yugoslavia, the mother worked in a factory for 30 years. The father was a car mechanic and then a chauffeur for local people. They're living there, helping her. They're almost invisible to the public because they're so sequestered. But I've heard from people there that there's this amazing daily scene in the private residence with the mother, father, Melania, and Barron, all speaking Slovenian. And Trump will walk by and mutter about how it makes him crazy that he has no idea what they're saying. It's quite striking, actually.
You think that Melania Trump will be an important player in this American election year, as she joined the president for his very aggressive speech at Mount Rushmore this week. How do you think she is going to fare in the coming months in this extraordinary culture war ravaging America?
Well, everyone that I spoke with in the White House and who know them said that she has raised her hand, and in a big departure from 2016, where she was very invisible, she has said that she's going to help fundraise and she's going to be more front and center. Now, we'll see if she always calculates what's good for Melania and Barron. And, November is still a ways away, but it was very interesting, like you said, that she showed up at that very dark speech at Mount Rushmore on this holiday weekend.
Mary Jordan, thanks very much indeed for talking to us.